We are live with Rich. Jim is not here again.
Jim is not here.
Jimmy is not here. He'll be here tonight though for the Warrior
Shield.
Where's
Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Yeah, it's cool. Find Jim. Where's Jim? He is not here again. He is off busy today, but he will again join us tonight. Remember, 6 p.m. Eastern, our third Warrior Shield special. Jim will be here. We're going to have Chance Showell, the president of Warrior Shield, and Sean Holcomb, one of the country artists that will be performing at the concert in September. Amazing human being and voice. So stay tuned for that tonight. But in the meantime, we have Rich here. I'm here. Owner, operator of Great Gear Apparel and Lock and Load Coffee, and also treasurer of the Warrior Shield Foundation. So just want to mention that. Good morning, everybody who's watching. We've got quite the show today. Again, I don't know how long this story is going to go on for because it's just never ending. But the Democrats and the media's love affair with gang members and wife beaters and rapists and human traffickers is absolutely bizarre to me. Something else is happening with this.
What's going on there, Dave?
I don't know. This cannot be the hill they're dying on, but yet it is. I mean, they are just that stupid. Let's be honest. So Democrats are just that stupid. Anyways, we'll talk about that. They're coming after our Secretary of Defense again. For all I don't know. Maybe I've got a signal. I got that account. Maybe I'll get a text from them. I think it's all bull crap. I think it's leakers. I think it's people that have a axe to grind, and they don't love the fact that Pete Hegseth is in that position. And President Trump, his response, amazing. We'll go into that. We have other things to talk about. Some unhinged, really ridiculous Michigan representative went on a stump speech. I'll show you that. I don't even know what it's about, but this is Trump derangement syndrome at the most retarded level. I don't know, whatever that can be. But then I want to get into a little bit about the Supreme Court. We know things have not been going our way, but there is a big one that they're discussing now, and it's the case where a lot of the leftists want pornography in your school system. We've got a little bit from Justice Gorsuch, who hasn't always been a friend to us, but some of that interaction between him and obviously one of the transgender rights people who want to push grooming your children in school, some back and forth with that. And Tim Pool, podcaster, was welcomed into the press corps yesterday, and he absolutely destroyed the media. We'll have that video as well.
Awesome.
And then what, Rich? Top 5.
Top 5.
What is today's top 5? I'll let you know.
What is it? Slogans. Top 5.
Top 5 slogans, like company. So company slogans,
or product slogan,
or slogans in general. My number one. I may have cheated a little bit, but you cannot deny it should not be number one. We'll get into that later.
Well, I have
true.
No. I have a better number one.
No, I'd say you do not. I'm thinking, Rich, we'll battle the battle royale. We'll start.
I'm coming to Florida.
Are you? You should. You should come to Florida. There's many reasons you should come to Florida. One of them is it's warm and it's beautiful and it's sunny.
I'll be there in September.
You will be at the Warrior Weekend. We'll go into that. It is Warrior Shield Wednesday. So we will absolutely go into that. So all that, so much more, as always, Rich, on another amazing, incredible episode of what?
Live from Patriots Network. 2 guys and 1 coup.
Now, you're new at this, so it's Patriots Prayer Network.
No,
you did great. Right. You did great. Yeah.
No, I got to do it again.
So all that and so much more on what?
Comments be nice.
Yeah, be nice to Rich.
Patriots Prayer Network. 2 guys and 1 coup.
I'll be right back.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, burying the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle the
Bang
Welcome
your
back.
head. Man.
Yeah, I was doing my exercises during
Yeah.
that. Did you see that?
I did. So that is a great opening theme song. I think everybody agrees. First of all, I want to say good morning to some good morning, Crazy Southpaw, Tarna, Aiken Buckeye. Welcome. And also I think we might have we got somebody new there. Mick, I'll just call him Mick. Right. Thank you for joining. You might have joined before under another name. I don't know, but I'm just saying that you might have, but
Mick.
welcome. Welcome to the show. Tarna says good morning to you, by the way, Rich. She said that. So I'm
good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. And Rich can see all comments. What did it say? Jim who?
Oh,
and here, look at this Crash. Welcome. Boom. I was gonna say, so and this has to do with Crash. And if you don't know, Zero Dark Kitty, okay, they're on X. They have an X Live podcast at noon Eastern every day. Crash is on there along with Zero Dark Kitty, and their opening theme song, honestly, phenomenal. Like
really?
It's really good.
Wow, it has to be really good to beat yours.
Well, I'm biased, so I don't know exactly if my vote counts. I love ours. I think it's phenomenal. Theirs is really good. I'm telling you, you would love it. So and you would love their podcast. Please go listen. X Talk Live is every day at noon Eastern on X. Follow them as well. They're amazing. Great podcast, actually. So first of all, we got to do this. We got to do this. I got to go shopwithamerica.us real quick. Then we'll be back with so much show. You'll be begging for more at the end, I know, but so much so. Be right back.
Welcome to Shop with America, where the emphasis is on America. Our movement is to switch away from your shopping with the big box stores and the mega corporations back to supporting family-owned, made in America. We've been giving these big box stores our money every day for years. But what's happened is they've forced many small businesses to shut down. We call this the illusion of choice. We see all these products in these stores, but in reality, it's only a few companies that control it all. There are thousands of lawsuits for health damage because they put profit over our people. But there is another choice. We found a better way. There's a family-owned American factory with product integrity and have always done things the right way for the right reasons. And this company outperforms the big box stores. That's due to their month-to-month shopping club. They make everyday consumer products that we all use and buy again and again, like toothpaste, shampoo, coffee, and organic beef. Go to shopwithamerica.us today.
Yes, go to shopwithamerica.us today. Buckeye is right on shopwithamerica.us. Thank you for typing that out and allowing us to post that. American-made products right here in America. Go out to the site, check it out for yourself. Get away from the BlackRock and the Vanguard-owned subsidiaries, companies, and shopwithamerica.us.
Right. Anytime you can shop America.
Anytime you can shop American. And where else should they go? GreatGearApparel.com, LockandLoadCoffee.com. Again, you're not just shopping with America, but you're helping a small business, veteran supported, family owned and operated. Yeah, keeping Rich's lights on and getting him up to speed. And he's got all the equipment. I mean, the only thing you need is proper lighting. That's it. Just proper. Don't even touch it now.
Don't even touch it. You should have seen, guys, before the show, before we went live. I must have moved this thing 20 different times, and
it looks good. You look great. Yeah, you do. You look great. Really, that lighting makes you look 10, 15 years younger, at least. So,
well, because I am 87. So
you look better in gym, but that's not hard to do. Let's be honest. So it's not much of a compliment. Anyways, Jim.
I'm actually in Jim's seat. I got to be nice.
You do. So Buckeye also did this. GreatGearApparel.com and LockandLoadCoffee.com. Use coupon code 2guys, get 10% off everything you buy every time you buy it. I don't think I can stress that enough. So, somebody here. You see somebody here? Poor Jim.
Poor Jim.
Do you know him? I mean, because
Do I know Jim or
no? It is this
don't.
comment. I know it is poor Jim. I know we feel terrible for him. Listen, it's nothing we wouldn't say to his face. You know, that's just where it's going on. Rich, do you want to talk about MS-13 gang members and the media's love affair?
Why not? Why not? I don't understand why
are we talking about this? You know,
because the Democrats love them.
Why?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why they want them in the United States, where Trump and you and I, Jim, Dale. Oh my goodness, so sorry.
You called me Jim?
I did.
Oh my God. Here's some more comments real quick. M's dad, don't pick on Jim. The guy doesn't look a day over 80.
Over 80.
Aiken, who's this Jim guy? What do you say? And we say it to his face.
To his
we
face.
do. Okay. Yeah, there's no secrets here. We don't shy away from poor Jim. Anyway,
so these gang members, the gang members, yes. The Democrats love them. They want them in this country. That are even willing to fly to El Salvador to try and get them to come back.
18 hours to get him back here. And then some are saying we're staying until they release him. I mean, that's a bonus, I think, for Trump. He probably never even saw that coming, that he'd be able to get rid of Democrats too. It's also good for him. 2 birds with 1 stone. That's where that phrase came from.
Yeah, they're not allowed back in the country now, even the Democrats. Once you leave, that's it. You're done.
Yep, correct. Well, I've got a little montage here of how the media is portraying this poor gang member, this poor wife beater, this human trafficker, this murderer. Yeah, how they're portraying him. We've all heard it. It's Maryland Man, but this really takes it to another level when you see the coordinated effort by the media to label him as such. It's unbelievable. So let me go here. What do we got to do? We got to do this. Add to stage. Here we go. Just listen.
The Maryland man thought to be wrongly deported.
Maryland man Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
A Maryland man wrongfully deported.
A Maryland man who was mistakenly deported.
The Maryland man that was detained.
The Maryland man mistakenly deported to a prison in El Salvador.
They're not even trying to bring back a Maryland man.
He's a Maryland man.
Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man.
The Maryland man. Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
The Maryland man they shipped to El Salvador.
The Maryland man who was sent to El Salvador.
This man from Maryland.
A Maryland man, the case of a
Maryland man. They
you know what? You know why they use that narrative, don't you?
Well,
they use that narrative. It gives him residency here. It gives him a home. That's why they keep saying Maryland man.
Maryland man.
They give him residency here in the United States, and let's forget he was here illegally.
And they shipped them like he's a UPS package. That's how they. If only you were that cheap to ship them that way.
Right.
We continue. Let's hear.
Yeah.
Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Maryland man.
That Maryland man.
The case of the Maryland man.
Maryland man.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia. That's a Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
This Maryland man.
The Maryland
man.
The Maryland man.
He had no intent of returning the Maryland man.
A wrongly deported man. Maryland man, I should say.
Kilmar Abrego
Maryland
Garcia.
man, I should say, because I forgot my line. I forgot to say Maryland man. Yeah. Did you like that one?
Maryland father.
Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia. That's the Maryland father.
Maryland father who had been deported.
Father.
Young.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a Maryland man. He's a good father to 3 children.
And a wife beater.
And a wife beater. I mean, but he is from Maryland, and he is a man.
Is he from Maryland? I didn't catch that.
No.
Man from Maryland, father.
A Maryland father who came here at age 16.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia, Maryland father.
Maryland father.
Maryland father.
Mistakenly
By the way, the end of this is the best part. So
deported father. The Maryland father mistakenly deported.
The Maryland father who was wrongfully deported. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland father from Maryland.
Maryland father.
This Maryland father who was wrongly deported.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland dad.
The Maryland father mistakenly deported.
The Maryland father.
He is not a Maryland man. He is not a Maryland anything.
Exactly.
He's an illegal alien from El Salvador with a deportation order from the United States.
Well, isn't that funny? You know,
we need more like him,
man. Stephen Miller is just he's a national treasure. Is there any comments over here? Oh yeah, here you go. From M's dad. MS-13 is the Dems voting base now. Agreed. Tarna, hug a thug, the Dems' new slogan. That could have been our top 5 slogans.
Yeah.
Hug a thug. M's dad MSM went from dad of 4 to Maryland man to due process.
Yes,
what a bunch of dopes. That's the next thing. Yeah, so you're hearing it all over the place now.
Can I
say
Maryland man one more time?
I know, it was nauseating, wasn't it? I almost didn't want to play the whole thing.
You know, I wonder, you know, we have Drickier Apparel, which is a patriotic apparel company, Second Amendment rights, stuff of that nature. If I was in that shoes where I was being deported for whatever reason, I guarantee you they wouldn't say the Ohio father, grandfather. They would, the Ohio man, grandfather, father. They would be saying this guy made propaganda promoting guns, and you know, so it's good to get him out of here.
Maryland man T-shirt somehow, and somehow
put a big
work
circle with a line through it.
A line through it. Can you do
and
it
say
with his
gang member?
Face? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Aiken says this too. I say, let them keep doubling down. Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. It's bad manners, Napoleon, right? It's true. It's not that I want to interrupt them. I'm just shocked that it's gone on this far with their, with their love affair with this. Like, that always leads me back to what the hell's the other hand?
What's going on behind the scenes that we're not catching? What's going on, Dale?
Why this guy? Why him? Of all the people, and when they scream due process, like was mentioned here by M's dad,
right.
I mean, he's been in front of like 17 judges at this point. I mean, what's due process? They make it seem like there's never been a deportation order. There's never been any crime committed. He's not here illegally. Nobody's ever saying he's here illegally.
Right.
You never hear
he's just a Maryland father.
He's just a Maryland father. He's not here legally. Nobody will say that. But this is it. This just Trump's first term. I mean, we saw what happened, and he's still got assholes in his second term that are going, above and beyond to try to diminish his abilities. That includes judges, that includes people in his own party, that can include some people in his cabinet. I mean, Susan Rice, for God's sake, still had security clearance and may still today, for all I know. I mean, these are bad actors and they need to be cleaned out. My thought is that I never thought, I don't want to say I never thought. Of course, I knew the left would come after him a second term, right? We knew that.
Right.
But the stuff they're doing is it's not like this is a popular movement to want to bring illegals back into the country. It's not even a 50-50 or 40-60 or 30-70. I mean, this is 80 to 90% want illegals removed.
Yes, they want them removed. They want them out of here. They don't want them back. I don't understand why the narrative is bring these people back, especially gang members. We know it's one of a couple things. One, to distract us from something else,
which I agree is happening,
or to get them over here to prepare for follow-up as far as 28 election, keep bringing people back that's illegal.
Or how involved in the human smuggling and sex trafficking are these legislators?
Right.
How deep is that? Right.
It's pretty deep, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I know that it is.
We
I'm
talked on Monday
99.9% that it is. Huh?
Yeah, we talked on Monday. Pedophiles, immediate. You're found guilty. Your life is done.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know why.
And why this guy? So
why this guy?
Again, I'm not privy to a lot of the things that we know. There's things we hear off air. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. I don't understand this guy. That's all I'm saying. In the meantime,
to be a fly on the wall at the White House in the Oval Office during this right now. What's going on with Trump when he's talking about this? Like, okay,
he's got to be talking to Dan Bondi and Cash Patel and Dan Bongino and Marco Rubio and all. I know he's doing all of that, but
I don't know.
Aiken makes a good point. Don't interrupt them when they're stepping on their dicks. Get that?
And he's playing chess and they're playing checkers. We've heard that. I think he's letting them, I don't know, bury themselves. Hopefully,
I agree. It's just unbelievable what's happening. In the meantime, something more Maryland news. So, it's not just this Maryland man, but there's more going on in Maryland. I've got 2 videos. This first one here is about 2 more illegals who committed a murder, which will be the next people the left will be championing for.
Yeah.
So learn the names because you're going to hear them all over the place, or maybe not because they're just taking this one guy. I don't know. But this happened again in Maryland.
Father of 4 children, Casey Barrera Rosa. He's charged with murder, and he's currently in ISIS custody. And we also have this mugshot of his uncle. Authorities charge Rolvin Barrera with being an accessory to the crime. A spokesperson for the Charles County Sheriff's Office says the suspect was methodical in hiding this woman's body, burying her deep, and using old dirt to conceal the hole.
Upon discovering her body, which was wrapped in a blanket and again buried about 5 feet below the ground, it was a moment of relief for the detectives that they were able to tell her family, we have found her.
So when we first reported this, authorities told us that they found fraudulent immigration documents for Barrera Rosa and confirmed he was in the U.S. illegally.
Shocking.
That's shocking,
there, isn't it? Shocking. So how do people in Maryland feel about Maryland, this Maryland man and everything else that's going on? Well, let's hear from him.
Maryland, designated MS-13 terrorist, and Donald Trump deported him. How does that make you feel?
I feel safer.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
Need to go. I mean, that's it.
But he was a father.
Oh, God.
But he's still a terrorist.
No, but that's on purpose.
I mean, but
yes,
there's children living without fathers now.
He should have picked and choose, so he picked to be a terrorist instead of worrying about his children.
The Democrats, they want him back. They say he was wrongfully deported. He has a wife and a kid who's a citizen. They're calling this a national emergency. Is this a national emergency?
I wouldn't call it a national emergency. We got more things going on. We have more things, more fish to fry.
I just found out about it, so I don't think so. What kind of national emergency? For what? What is the emergency for?
Ain't no national emergency, no.
He was accused of hitting his wife twice and was a suspected human smuggler. Was he wrongfully deported?
No. He need to go.
If he's a smuggler, yeah, he need to be deported.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Your senator here, Chris Van Hollen, he flew to El Salvador where this guy was deported. He met with them, had lunch with them, had margaritas on the table. What's up with your senator?
I have no idea, but I do believe that was a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Margaritas.
You agreeing with somebody whipping their wife, terrorizing where you live, then you don't need to live here either.
Senator Van Hollen, you need to come see me, Mr. Coley, because you doing like that. You need to take care of home before you go to other states.
There you go.
He went to El Salvador.
Oh, that's another country, excuse me.
What has Senator Chris Van Hollen ever done for you?
Nothing.
Nothing. For me?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing that I know of.
He ain't do me. I can admit that.
I've never even heard of this person.
Do you want Kilmar Abrego Garcia, this quote-unquote Maryland dad, living back in Maryland?
No.
No.
That's it, basically. That's it. Come on. Chris Van Hollen, who knew him, right? We talked about this Monday. Who really knew him? These people who voted might have even voted for him because you go in and you just vote, oh, there's the incumbent or what have you.
Right.
And boom, I vote, or they don't vote at all. That's the problem.
Yeah, most people just vote either D or R down the list and, and go that route. And they don't even think about, the possibilities of changing. So
they don't. Rich, there's a shirt idea here for you.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
And I like it.
Where's it at?
Right here. He gotta go on a shirt.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
He gotta go. And just a picture of him.
The Maryland man father.
The Maryland man father. He got dad.
He
father,
gotta
Maryland.
go.
He gotta go. That is perfect.
I love it.
It's a great idea. But that's what's happening in Maryland. Is Maryland lost at this point with people like Van Hollen in charge? Probably. It's lefty anyways.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. So it's really weird. It's really strange. And something else is happening. And as soon as we know, probably all of you will know. But because I just don't know. I feel at this point, and God, I hope it doesn't happen, but there's so much going on that I feel there's going to be another mass shooting, or there's going to be something. Yes. Absolutely.
Against Trump or
no, I don't think. I think there's just going to be some sort of mass crisis that is going to happen. That's
What,
either
like
gonna,
a-
one, focus back on we need gun control, get off of this
School
whole
shooting,
Colin
stuff
crap.
of that nature.
Yes. God willing, I hope that doesn't happen. I
No,
think something
no.
big's going to, though, just because they need to change the narrative, and it's time, right?
But guns aren't the problem; it's the people.
No. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course it isn't. It's the people.
Right.
But that's not the narrative. And this isn't a Maryland, man, but the media is not going to report it that way. So it's all in how the media is still propaganding and doing their crap in there.
That whole thing. Who sends all that down to these reporters to have that narrative? I wonder.
I don't know.
where that's coming from. Where's that coming from?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they just basically let them be,
Because it's every network. Every network
doing it. Yeah, I don't know.
Every network's using that same narrative.
So who
and they
owns the
want to they
networks?
want to moralize this guy. They want to make him humanize, basically a nice person.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's
correct.
a father, he's got to be a good guy.
He's gotta
Come
be a
on.
good guy. That's it. No, he got to go. Right.
He got to go.
He got to go. Tim Pool. So speaking of that, we're talking about the press pool and who's asking questions and how they're all portraying that. He got the opportunity to sit in the press room yesterday and ask the first question. Our press secretary, Caroline Levitt, called on him, and he absolutely destroyed. Now, you can like Tim Pool, not like Tim Pool. There's a lot of people that do or don't. That's not the point. The point is that he does his best to report the truth, like we all do. He may have different viewpoints at times than all of us, but that's God. That's why we love this country, because we can have different viewpoints, and we're supposed to be able to debate and talk about it. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he got to ask that first question. I want to play that for you because he absolutely just, destroys everybody he's looking at and sitting in that room with, basically. So for the most part, here's Tim Pool yesterday in press corps getting the very first question.
Kick us off today.
Yes, many of the news organizations that are represented in this room have marched in lockstep on false narratives, such as the Very Fine People hoax, the Covington smear, and now what's being called the Maryland Man hoax, where an MS-13 gang member adjudicated by 2 different judges, I believe, is just simply being referred to as a Maryland Man over and over again. Now, in an effort from the White House to expand access to new companies, you've created this new media seat. So I'm wondering if you can comment on, following this expansion, you've had numerous outlets disparage the companies that you've had sit here, as well as the reporters. I'm wondering if you could comment on the unprofessional behavior, as well as elaborate if there's any plans to expand access to new companies.
Sure. Well, we certainly welcome diverse viewpoints in this room, which is one of the reasons we have you in here. And there's many new faces in this room in comparison to the previous administrations. We want to welcome all viewpoints into this room. We welcome unbiased journalists who really care about the truth and the facts and the accuracy. And
Like
you
Caitlin
rightfully
Collins
pointed
doing.
out
Yeah.
the Maryland Man story, which
Great
I,
show.
from this podium, when The Atlantic published it on that very first day, I came to this podium and said, this is wrong. The press in this room have this story wrong. And we have seen more and more evidence come to the table that we have had all along. We were always right. The president was always on the right side of this issue to deport this illegal criminal from our community. And it is despicable to see the media continue to refer to this individual as someone who is just a peaceful man living his life in Maryland. This was and always has been an illegal criminal, an MS-13 gang member, and a designated foreign terrorist.
Yep, you get it. So that's what happened. I want to play this one comment here by Truthful Troll, who always has something to say, whether you like it or not. And I love him regardless. But you're missing the point, my friend. Here's what he says. His question was a softball planned, LOL. Well, no kidding. Yes,
Exactly.
it was. His question was designed at calling out the media on national television in that press secretary's room.
National
viewing
right there,
to call
right.
out everybody sitting there in front of him. Of course
Right.
it was planned. Of course it was. That was the point. Wasn't to get her. Of course we knew what her answer would be. That's
Right.
not the point. The point was to call them all out, and he did. So he's got the balls that most people in that room don't have. So that's my point of that. Whether you like them or
I think
not, that was.
and
the
I think
reason for
I
the
think her
question.
answer was
Spot
point
on.
spot on.
Of
Just-
course it is.
yeah. I
Well,
mean,
as all her answers are.
yeah.
You know,
Diversity is what we want. We want both sides, whether you want it, you like it or not. We do want.
I say that. You're right.
Yes.
I'll let you
We-
finish. I've been talking a lot, Rich. I'm
That's
sorry.
all right. It's all good.
Yeah.
I want everybody to be able to have. That's what the First Amendment is. You should have the right
Correct.
to speak your mind in a common, factor, in that
Non-violent way.
not in a violent way. Yes. In that situation. So I'm okay with two sides.
Yep.
I just lean towards the right. And this guy should not be in our country. I don't understand why they want him back. And I think that was a design question.
Of course it was.
For her to answer the way she did, to bring it up and stand up against these media people that want him back. And so
and also truthful troll. I don't know if you noticed back in the day when Biden would have the list of who to call on and the question in his hand ahead of time. I don't know if that mattered to you or not. But Aiken says this: peaceful, tell that to his victims. I agree. And that's when you were saying it, and I almost interrupted you again, as I do everybody when they're talking. I apologize.
It's all good.
Rich. Yeah, I'm used to Jim being here, and I just don't listen to him. So I just pretty much interrupt.
I'll just talk over you, and then we just go back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yeah,
and it'll sound like The View,
Yeah. Oh, God.
You're right. Everybody has a right. We want to have that debate. We want to have those conversations. I got to be honest with you. I'm pretty sick and tired of giving them a platform to have those conversations. So
okay,
that's my issue.
And I agree with you. I mean, I don't want to live in a world where everybody agrees about the same thing. We got to have.
I agree with that too. It's not one way or the other, but there is right and wrong.
But Dale, we should all agree that we don't want a convicted gang member.
You should
in our country, and we shouldn't be using our taxpayer dollars to send a senator over to try and bring him back, or 5 senators. Correct. It just shouldn't be going that way.
Correct.
I'm sorry. And one thing that bothers me about the left is that how they word things. It's like word salad. The word salad they use about Maryland man father. Just say, okay, this gang member that was living in Maryland. What a different scenario that sounds.
Oh, but he's not a gang member. He's got a tattoo of MS-13 because I know you and I, who don't belong to gangs, also have gang tattoos. Who does that? Nobody. I mean, it's a bunch of bull crap. It's lies. And that's the platform I'm saying. You're right. We want diversity. We want all ideas in here. No, your ideas are terrible. They've ruined the country. You're continuing to do it. Again, but it's the First Amendment. You can't go against the Constitution, but I don't have to give you I don't have to call on you to ask me a question.
Right. And we should have a common ground to some degree, whether you're left or right.
Orange Man Bad is all the ground they have. So that's why we can't.
But we should, I mean, this shouldn't be even in the media. This is a gang member, a convicted gang member. It was in here illegally. He abused his wife. Let's get him out of the country, which we did. Now they want to bring him back. This shouldn't even be a topic of conversation.
It should not be, but yet here we are. It is Warrior Shield Wednesday, folks. Let's hear from Warrior Shield real quick, and then we'll be back with way more show, right?
Giddy up.
Yep. Talk to you in a minute. Bye.
All right.
The Warrior Shield Foundation is here to unite, honor, and provide support for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. The foundation will enable them to find the help they need through direct assistance or connecting them by our shared vision network. Using data-driven models, we provide solutions that make a long-lasting difference. We, along with our partners, are dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have committed to making a difference in the lives of our hard-working, everyday heroes. We bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, and team-building retreats, to name a few. You can help right now to make a difference for those who have helped and protected us all. Warrior Shield Foundation. Selflessly doing for those who need it most.
By the way, my favorite Ryan Weaver song of all.
Really? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, people, if you've not heard, if you've not heard of Ryan Weaver, go to him, ryanweaver.net. He's the one singing in the background of that.
Yes.
Yeah. He will be at Warrior Shield this year.
He will be September 5th through the 7th.
Yeah. We got Bo Bice.
And the good part about that is you interact with everybody. It's not like he's there and then he leaves. He is there. He's at the pool. He's at the
pool. He's there. He's hanging out. He'll
Yep.
just walk up to your table and
You will.
talk.
He's amazing.
He's
amazing.
Ryan's a good friend. Ryan's a really great friend of ours, and he's that way. Bo
He
Bice,
is that way.
same way. Bo is very, he'll talk.
Very.
He walks around, talk to everybody. So
Yep.
it's an
All
interactive.
the artists are that way. They're just very
Sean Holcomb, which will be on
Natasha.
tonight.
Yep. Sean will be on tonight. Sean Holcomb will be on tonight.
Yep.
We think Natasha for next month's special or fourth one.
Right.
Yep.
I reached out to her so we can get her on next
Yep.
one. We just need the date and the time that you would need her.
Yep, exactly. So it'll always be 6 p.m. Eastern, but the date
Okay.
I'll send you, and
Yeah.
then maybe at that one you have you and her on.
That'd be
If you don't mind, that'll work for you.
Yeah, that'd be
So that'll be great. Again, thank you, Buckeye, for putting that up there. That's warriorshield.org. Go to warriorshield.org, donate, buy your tickets for the event in September if you can, and pay attention to the auction items because you'll have online auction items you can bid on as well. So and all those proceeds go to the Corporal Chad Eric Oligschlager Foundation for PTSD this year. So really, really incredible cause. This as well. Thank you, Buckeye. RyanWeaver.net. She put up there. So everybody
and read Ryan's story. I mean, his story.
Ryan's story. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Two-time gold
it.
star family member.
Two-time gold star. Yeah. Brother and brother-in-law lost in Afghanistan. So yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. His story is incredible too. I mean, there's so many out there that need to be told. And the good part about the Warrior Shield and the weekend is you get to hear and interact and speak with every one of your heroes that are there. People that have been through this. You got Tig and Boo. You've got everybody. Colonel Gadsden.
Yeah.
I mean, these are people. And if you've never heard Colonel Gadsden tell his story, holy smokes, if that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, and just the power of what he went through in his life, nothing will. I mean, it's incredible stuff. Did
you see the video of Ryan's video, music video with him in it, where he came into the locker room and gave his speech?
Oh yeah. Yep. He's in it. That's right.
I wanted to let you know that was not scripted. He came in and he did 2 takes on that, and for the most part, the second take was just to get him exiting properly, but the verbiage was all done just off the hip. Just
impromptu,
just whatever. Yeah. Just what do you want to say? I'll just.
This is what I'm going to say. Oh, the guy's incredible. The guy's incredible. There you go. CorporalChado.org as well. Yep. Incredible people, incredible heroes that deserve our attention.
And you can go to warriorshield.org and donate on warriorshield.org.
Yes.
So that money goes to the event. And then we give a check at the end of we send them a check for all the donations that come in.
Yeah.
So if you
Will
donate,
you be hand delivering the check again this time?
Probably not. I think they're in Texas. So unless you want to do it,
glad to do it. Yeah, I'd be honored, honestly. So if you needed me,
Sub-Zero is only a 2-hour drive for me, so I drove up there. Right?
Correct.
But Chad is in Texas. So
guess what? Oops, mini ball. Oops, I did it again. Late for the show. We'll start
mini ball.
We'll start over for you again.
Live.
Yeah, really. Well, let's go into this now. So I'm done talking about
the idiot. We can call him an idiot. He's an idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's worse. I mean, I'm idiot. We need a lot of idiots. This guy's evil. So I'm done talking about him. Let's get on with Pete Hegseth. So again, there they go.
Now you like Pete, right?
I love Pete Hegseth.
Yeah,
I absolutely do. Do you or do not?
I do.
Oh, I absolutely. I liked him
wholeheartedly. I mean, his military background, everything. I've always
he's the right guy for the job, and that's why they don't want him there. Right?
Yes, that is the thing. When you got someone in the right position, the left seems to want to get rid of them.
Of course they do, because the right position is good for our country and good for our interests, and that doesn't play into their narrative and their agenda. Right. So of course they do. He was on Fox and Friends, where of course he was co-host on Saturday or weekends.
Weekends.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was weekends, and he was on with Brian Kilmeade, who I am not a fan of, by the way. So that's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I'm just not a fan of Brian Kilmeade, or pretty much the whole Fox and Friends morning. So I think they're terrible. But I think Rich, Jim, and Dale can do Fox and Friends in the morning.
Is that our next? That's our next gig.
Oh yeah, I think we're
gonna contact Fox and see if we can't get a show. How about that? Let's do it.
How about that? Well, yeah, they probably wouldn't like it because we don't, they wouldn't like us. But we do better. But here's a little, here's a little bit of Pete Hegseth on with Brian Kilmeade talking about Signal, the second Signal gate. Here we go. Leakers. He sent it to his brother, his mother, his aunts, his baby mamas, his I don't know who he sent it to, and none of it I believe is true. If it is, then there's some sort of issue going on there, which I'm sure will be addressed. Either way, he's for the war fighter, and that's why he's in that position, and that's why he's good for that position. So real quick, to the point, good morning to you as well. He will be at the Warrior Shield weekend, by the way.
Okay, and one other real quick.
He's the right guy for the job. Yeah, like Severo's wall will suddenly care about national security. Yeah, telling you the comments. I come here for the comments too.
I come here for the
show, but I come here for the comments. Let's be honest.
The first thing you go to on any post.
Comment section. And you guys never ever disappoint. Here we go. Let's hear from Pete Hegseth.
People who you believe are leaking classified information, and again, the investigation is ongoing, and that will take time. And when the evidence produced, it will go to DOJ. Why would it surprise anybody, Brian, if those very same people keep leaking to the very same reporters whatever information they think they can have to try to sabotage the agenda of the president or the secretary? So once a leaker, always a leaker, often a leaker. And so we looked for leakers because we take it very seriously, and we will do the investigation. And if those people are exonerated, fantastic. We don't think, based on what we understand, that it's going to be a good day for a number of those individuals because of what was found in the investigation. So if they want to keep leaking and pushing and peddling things that try to sabotage the president's agenda, that's unfortunate. But that's how leaking works in this town. We're focused on recruiting, on rooting out DEI, on securing our southwest border, on the president's agenda, and it's going very well at the Pentagon, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't like his comment.
He does. Brian. He wants to move on. Well, they give him a whole 1 minute to answer a question.
The answer
on those shows,
a question,
which is crappy.
I think DePenn needs to pick that up for a slogan for them.
What?
That look, once a leaker, always a leaker.
Once a leaker, always a leaker. That was Jim's nickname in high school.
Once a leaker, always a leaker. That's the way you leak. If you leak, you leak.
If you leak, he leaks. I don't know where Jim leaks from or how. I just know that he might leak. So,
I think
I'm saying. Here's
Pete should send
again.
that
We
to
got a second one. That is a good shirt, though. Once a leaker, always a leaker.
Always a leaker.
Again, this show is producing probably golden billion-dollar ideas.
Why am I not cashing in on this?
I don't know why you're not, because you're doing a show instead of working and doing that stuff.
Yeah,
because I take you away from it, and I apologize. But
you guys are paying me, right?
Oh yeah, of course we are. It's double of what you got last year. So
wow.
No need to work anymore. Here's Pete again. Pete number 2. Again, here's on the President Trump's agenda and how he's following through with that. And really, that is the most important thing. So here he is.
They've come after me from day one, just like they've come after President Trump. I mean, I've gotten a fraction of what President Trump got in that first term. What he's endured is superhuman. It's not hard for me to do this job. I know exactly why I'm here. to bring war fighting and the war fighting ethos back to the Pentagon, to rip out the insidious ideologies and not compromise and not back down. To bring in new press voices into the Pentagon, which we've done, to reestablish standards and accountability, to not tolerate leakers, to 100% operational control of our border, to get rid of trans lunacy in the military. We haven't backed down. See, here's the thing. A lot of people come to Washington and they just play the game. And it's you punch their ticket and get along to go along. And, you know, start doing Meet the Press and going to the Council on Foreign Relations and spending time with all the new cocktail sipping crowd. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because President Trump asked me to bring warfighting back to the Pentagon every single day. That is our focus. And if people don't like it, they can come after me. No worries. I'm standing right here. The warfighters are behind us. Our enemies know they're on notice. Our allies know we're behind them. And that, in this dangerous world, for the American people, is what it's all about.
I've been on 2 bases.
Bingo.
What a great answer. What a great
answer.
Oh
you know what the left's talking about? Well, you see his hand movements and you see like he's jerking around. Like, was he drunk? That's
right.
Was he drunk? These are the same people that supported drunk Kamala Harris.
Right.
Asking if Pete Hegseth was drunk.
What was the word he gave? That transgenderism? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think transgenderism or transgender. Well, transgenderism is a word. That's
just how he.
They're not real people.
I've never been able to put that in a sentence, and he did that very well.
He did that very well at the top of his head. Here, a couple of comments here. Jim had issues with incontinence.
Crazy.
Once a leaker, always a leaker.
And
and Buckeye says that better be on a shirt soon, Rich. Once a leaker, always a leaker. Somehow that's got to get on a shirt. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'd start working on it immediately. You got to take advantage of these windows of opportunity. It's unbelievable. Here, Dems are picking on Pete for his hand movements. 2 words. Gavin Newsom.
There you go.
I mean, Gavin Newsom has more hand movements than Michael J. Fox. Let's be honest. It's incredible. But that's not real. I mean, he's got Parkinson's. I mean,
I understand. Yeah, I get it.
Fun of Parkinson's.
I don't.
Or am I?
Poor Michael.
Poor Michael.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
move on.
I got to die of something. I don't know.
Oh,
you know? Well, we do.
We do.
There's a guarantee in life, and that's going to be you're going to die of something. It's Parkinson's. That's all I'm saying. It's not funny. It's not.
We're going to go down a rabbit hole. Let's not even.
I know.
Down there. It's all good.
It's right. It's the Italian way of talking. I mean,
yes.
Everybody. I use my hands all the time when I'm talking. You know, that's what I do. And he's
fishermen do it all the time.
Well, they do. They call one this big bull crap. We know that lie. So that's what's happening with Pete. He'll be fine. Not worried. Trump, when asked about it, said, "Ask the Houthis how they're how he's doing." They're bombing the living hell out of him. So he's got full confidence in him. He's not going anywhere. It's another leaked story,
right? And if the left wasn't worried, then he'd be the wrong person, you know, in there. Let's face it. I mean, if the
they wouldn't say a thing if he was.
Then Trump would be looking and saying, "Well, did I put the right guy in there?" Because the left doesn't really have anything to say, but they do. Yeah. So he is the right person. Yeah. And what a great answer! Come on,
great answer is right here. Buckeye says 3 letters. AOC. She's always hand jiving. Oh, I know. Yeah, you got that right. She is. She's got jazz hands. It's always moving. It's incredible. Real quick here. Do you
what?
There is a battle going on in the Supreme Court. There's a battle with the Supreme Court in general.
Yes,
that's another whole subject. But there's a battle in the Supreme Court about allowing your children and parents, more so, allowing parents the right to opt out their child from sex education or indoctrination.
Why is that?
Queer books and all that.
Yeah.
Why does there? I can't even believe there's a battle that goes to the Supreme Court that would say to allow parents to opt out of these programs.
Right.
I mean, I remember kids growing up, you know, like the wimps in school that like they'd have to opt out of gym because I don't know.
Yeah. I can't climb that wall.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
I
they're
can't get the
afraid or
ball
something's
over the-
happening,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it was like, oh, my son's got to opt out of this, program today. But this is not something you're allowed to opt out of. It's got to go all the way to the Supreme Court. It's unbelievable to me. Well, I got a little interaction here between Justice Gorsuch
Okay.
and one of the attorneys fighting for grooming your children. I believe a trans activist. I don't know. There's no technical video. It's more audio, but I have to present it as a video up here, but you won't see the interaction. It's just audio and some pictures and all that. But here it is. Let's hear it. This is crazy.
Okay.
That we got to go to court for this.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I understand a few fact things and then a law question. What age do you, in Montgomery County, teach students normally about human sexuality?
I think that it begins in either 4th or 5th grade.
So first of all, this is Alan Schofield, attorney for Montgomery County, Maryland Public Schools.
He's a
He's
father.
a Maryland man.
He's a father.
I'm not even sure he's a Maryland man. I'm not even sure he's a man. But anyway,
yes,
it looks like a man. Could be a woman. I don't know. Who might have misgender somebody these days, Rich?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's hear more. So 4th or 5th grade, he says.
The human sexuality class.
The family life and human sexuality curriculum.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
Starts in 4th or 5th grade, you think?
So.
Is there anything you can point us to in the record on that?
I don't think so.
No, because he's guessing.
And second, these books are being used in English class.
The division between English class and other things in a 2nd grade classroom doesn't really exist. You're sort of in a room with a teacher, and sometimes.
No, I appreciate that. I went to 2nd grade too.
Yeah.
But it's part of the English curriculum that these books are being used in. That's
you heard that, right?
Yeah. Let's bring it down to answer the question.
Yeah. Bring it down to the truth. It's being taught in the English portion of the day.
So it's outside of the sexual content. They're teaching.
Of course.
Yes.
In English?
In English.
Okay.
In 4th and 5th grade. You know how old you are in 4th grade, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think you're around 9 or 10, right? Aren't you? Somewhere around there?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Right around there.
Not even at the puberty level of where it should be. Anyways.
Thank you, X Talk Live. That's Crash and Zero Dark Kitty. Nice job, guys. Keep up the great work. You too. They got a noon Eastern time show, so they got to get ready for that.
Okay.
When you get done with us, go right over there. We'll be done by noon Eastern time normally. Go right over and listen to them. They are sick. They are. These people are sick. There's more argument. Let's hear it. It goes on for a couple minutes, but I think it's worthy of playing so we can get the whole idea and the scope of what these groomers are trying to do to your children. Anyways,
I thought that was.
Yeah, I'm not fighting the premise. I'm just saying that
it's not the math class.
It is not.
It's not the human sexuality class.
It is certainly not the human sexuality class. I'm just sort of fighting the premise that there's a neat distinction.
Okay, and they're being used in English language instruction at age 3. Some of them.
So Pride Puppy was the book that was used for the pre-kindergarten curriculum.
Pride Puppy.
That's no longer in the curriculum.
That's the one where they're supposed to look for the leather and.
Pride. And the book is called Pride Puppy, and it was pre-kindergarten.
It's sick. These people are sick.
They're perverts. They're the evil. They're sick, evil people.
Why there's got to be a reason to groom children, right?
Yes, there is. Well, they grow up to
got to have a narrative.
Yeah.
And what is their narrative, Dale?
Their narrative is control.
Yeah.
It's control. It's control. It's population control. Let's say everybody wants to be gay. What happens to the population of the human race? We are no longer procreating as the Bible tells us. As that's the whole goal, is to control them, control the narrative, control the children. You know, it's the Marxist way. Give me 4 years with your kids, you'll never get them back. I mean, that's
it's funny.
The way it goes.
Children can be taught just about anything that's right.
They're sponges. They
can be taught wrong to be right. We could literally teach them no to be yes.
I
think about it. You know what I'm saying? We as a
teach them, you can groom them, any child,
to teach them a narrative that you want. You could teach them Spanish you know, kid to not speak English.
Correct.
I mean, you can teach, you know, it's no situation that you know, if you live in America, we speak English. Your kids speak English. Well, if you live in Mexico, they're Spanish, so they taught Spanish. Kids can learn anything. And if you're grooming these kids at a young age, they can literally be taught that being homosexual or whatever is the right way.
Exactly. That's the proper and right way to go. I could have taught my children that this is called a coffee cup.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I could have literally done that.
You could have did whatever you want.
Changed everything. Right. That's how you teach. That's how they're grooming them. So here's more
Things
argument.
and bondage, things like that.
It's not bondage. It's a woman in a leather.
Sex worker, right?
No, that's not correct. No.
I read it.
It's a drag queen.
Drag queen and drag
correct.
queen.
The leather that they're pointing to is a woman in a leather jacket. And one of the words is drag queen in the search.
And they're supposed to look for those.
It is an option at the end of the book, correct?
Yeah. Okay.
An option.
Oh, an option at the end of the book.
At the end of the book.
So you read this book and then you go back and it's almost like a Where's Waldo, but it's a Where's Weirdo, right? I mean, you're going to go find all these little hidden Easter eggs in this Pride Puppy book. So more. Here's more.
You've included these in the English language curriculum rather than the human sexuality curriculum to influence students. Is that fair? That's what the district court found. Do you agree
I
with
think
that?
to the extent the district court found that it was to influence them towards civility. The natural consequence of being exposed
Whatever, but to influence them.
in the manner that I just mentioned, yes.
Okay. And responding to parents who are concerned, you agree that there was some intemperate language used?
I don't know that those were responding to parents who were concerned. This was after the fact for most of these comments. And this was in a very public setting, which obviously got heated, and some intemperate comments were used, certainly.
Yeah. And I wanted to understand your context that you were giving about the statement that some Muslim families, it's unfortunate that this issue puts some Muslim families on the same side of an issue as white supremacists and outright bigots. I think in response to Justice Sotomayor, you were trying to give some context to that?
I don't think I was speaking directly about that comment. I think that comment was given or was made in June, which was several months after the decision to withdraw the opt-outs was made. I don't have context for that statement, no.
Okay. And then the legal question. Why isn't discrimination against religion a burden on religion?
Bingo.
If a state, now this is hypothetical, not moving away from the record, if state actors intentionally discriminate against religion, what secular purpose, valid secular purpose could that serve? And how wouldn't that be a burden?
So I don't know. I mean, it depends on the hypothetical, what the state is doing and whether there's a secular purpose. That's hard to imagine one. But if the state is discriminating
against Muslims or Catholics or Protestants or whatever.
I think this court has recognized that when an enactment that discriminates on its face or has recognized with respect to an enactment that discriminates on its face, it is intrinsically coercive. That's how the court has performed the burden inquiry. If you are privileging one religion over another, you are coercing people.
You're
to subscribe to
privileging
that
all
particular set of
religions
beliefs.
over this issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That's what you have just done. You have taken the fact that for religious beliefs or whatever, or just the fact that I just don't want my child searching for drag queens in a book when they're pre-kindergarten, you've taken that right away. That's discrimination on our end as well. Those are our religious beliefs. Those are our beliefs in general. I got a couple comments I want to play, Rich, real quick.
Yeah.
Here's to the point. Yes, he does. He says, I fight these people every day on social media with no regrets. As soon as I declare them a danger to my children in their own comments, their posts disappear. It's exactly right. It's what they do. They run and hide. He does. He literally fights that. He's got a couple different podcasts. He's got one here on Patriots Prayer Network, to the point, obviously. But Indian River Connections, I think, is the other one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but they literally have been battling this for years. And that's in the state of Florida still. So there's that. We've got this comment. Woke teachers need to be in jail for crimes against children. Woke teachers and woke administrators and woke school board members, including superintendents. It's got to start there. You've got to change that in order for it to trickle down to your school. So you got to change those people. That's how important it is. M's dad, step one in destroying our culture is brainwashing and corrupting the children. Look back on history and you'll see it over and over again. Yep, it's exactly there's a playbook out there. It's called Marxism, and that's exactly what they do. Here's what Aiken said. Speaking of sick people, I just learned yesterday that a registered offender moved into my neighborhood. That sucks. If you there's a way you can look all that up. I mean, there's obviously clear websites and all that.
I think people would be shocked. Yeah, if you would look in your area, I think you'd be shocked. I think so.
You'd be shocked. Nowhere is safe.
You understand that our taxpayer
the Second Amendment
is paying for these books to be in our public schools. You understand that, right?
That's true. Good point. And we're paying for it.
We're paying for it. We're paying for their agenda. Anytime, whatever, a lot of it could be grants too. I get it. But for the most part, we're paying. Our tax dollars are going. I mean, how do they get grants but by our tax dollars? So
by us,
right?
And then by us electing the officials that are in there on the school board. The school board picks the superintendent. It doesn't matter who that guy. You don't get to vote for that guy. So the school board is the one you get to vote and put in, and that's where it's got to change. And you've got to get conservative religious beliefs. You've got to get the values that stand for protecting children. Those are the people you need in that place in order for them to even get a superintendent who believes the same way.
And our voice has power. First of all, you need to know your senators in your state. You need to know your House of Representatives in your state, especially in your area. You need to know your governor. You need to know what they stand for. You need to know the superintendent of the school district of your county and stuff like that. What's going on? What's being done? If we just stay silent, how can we yell at what's going on? We have to speak out.
You have to. Mike, another comment. Yes, at Indian River Connections, we have the board report, the Connecting People and Places podcast, TGI Now, and Binford Chronicles. He's the busiest guy in podcasting, I think, is Mike, to be honest with you. But it's incredible, and he has help, obviously. But that's incredible, the work he's doing there. In order for this not to happen, I mean, it's still going on. I mean, this is incredible that they're still pushing and pushing and pushing this. And guess what? I'm not
why
sure
do you
which
think
way this
it is. Why do you think they keep wanting to push this? Why?
Why do they want to groom the children?
Why?
It's simple control. It's simple mind control.
It just comes down to control, you think. Just basically
we control you. We provide for you government programs. You therefore vote for us. You never get somebody on there that's going to vote. That's going to be a president of a country that believes in self-responsibility and preservation and any of that. So you're going to vote for us and we're going to control you. And it's a Marxist, socialist, communist mindset. That's it. Full control. Once that happens, how do you think you get out of that? Well, you got to fight your way out of that. But by that point, they've taken your guns away. So how does that happen? Ask Venezuela, ask all these other, how does that happen?
Right.
Corrupt the kids now, control the adults later. That's it. Yep. That's exactly the point. It's exactly the point. So look at Rich learning how to put up comments.
I'm doing it, baby. You gave me too much power.
I know. I know. What did Mini Ball say? I want to see. I signed up for notifications through the Bureau of Investigation in my state. That would be a place for you to start looking rather than just local. You can specify the area you want notices in. Yes. Good call. Thank you, Mini Ball, for sharing that. Do that in your own neighborhood, in your own state. You'll see who's living near you. May change your mind a little bit. You may not be able to move. You may not be able to do that, but at least you'll be aware of what's going on in your neighborhood. And most people aren't, Rich. Right. They don't even pay attention to their own neighborhoods.
They don't.
Let alone know who's on their school board or their senators.
Or next to you. Or even living next to you.
Yeah, there's no neighborly thing.
Yeah, the days are gone, like Dale, when we grew up that, we'd go out, get on our bikes and be gone until the street lights came on and we come home. Those days are gone. You just cannot do that.
Yeah,
your children cannot do that.
I'm shocked when I'm driving around the neighborhood and I see a couple little kids walking by themselves. At this point, I'm shocked. I'm like, and I don't know if that's just out of because we know more, because of social media, or because it's really happening more, or I don't know the reason. behind it, other than I'm like, I would never do that these days. No way in hell do I let my child out of my sight.
I walked to school.
I hate to be that way, but that's true.
I walked to school till I was in like ninth grade.
Me too.
I mean, it had to be over a mile. I mean, it was definitely over a mile.
Yeah.
And
then my parents didn't even know half the time where the
way.
hell I was, unless it was baseball season or football season or something where I was playing.
And I had a paper route when I was 11 years old.
Me too. I started out with a paper route too. Yeah. I mean, all sorts of neighborhoods I was driving through.
Today. You cannot do that.
Well, first of all, nobody's doing paper routes because who the hell's buying them? But second of all, you can't even do that today. You can't let a kid out I'd be afraid to let my little kid on my tree lawn with a lemonade stand without me constantly monitoring who's coming up there.
Right.
You're
right.
It's incredible. It's absolutely sad.
It's a sad world we're living in right now.
There's
good in the world, but there's this evil also. It just seems so dominant.
It's beyond evil. It's absolutely beyond evil.
You mess with the kids, you should be gone.
Yep. Somebody saw M's dad posted up, or you didn't put it up, and it said, "I told you Rich was going to bring the heat today."
Bringing it.
You are. You're like bringing it, and you're controlling things, and you've got all sorts.
You can't give me control without me being in control.
I know, it's great. I'm glad you do now, since you're going to be filling in. I mean, you've committed fully to filling in whenever we need it, right? I mean, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
and then it might be a 3-guy, 1 coup show. You never. You never.
We would
know.
never. No words would get in. We'd be talking over everybody. We could put Jim in the middle, and he'd just be looking right and left, going
left and right at us, like, shut up, just shut up, and let me get a word in. I know he would. Poor Jim. Poor Jim is right.
We love
you,
Jim.
What time it is? Guess
what time is it? Wow.
You got that right. Top 5 time, people. Top 5. This time.
Do you go first?
It's Wednesday. I always go first. Yeah, that's just the way it works around these parts.
All right.
You're learning.
I can stop you, though.
Jim gets money. You can now. Jim, you can mute me. You can do all sorts of
crap. I can take you off the screen.
You can. You can remove me. So you have full control now. Yeah, that'd be great. Top 5 company slogans, company, corporation, or top 5 slogans in general. Products, or like I said, I don't cheat. I don't normally cheat.
You do,
but number 1 might be a cheater a little bit, and so bear with me. Again, do I have to explain it like Jim? No, but I think you cannot deny what my number 1's going to be. Let's just get right to it.
Let's see.
Let's get right to it. So here it is. Top 5 company slogans.
Look at that. How you did that. That's so
I know, if you're not watching, I don't know why, because how could you go through a day without seeing, like, a show without seeing our handsome mugs, right? I don't know why people would just listen. Although our voices, I'm certain, are soothing and calming.
Oh yeah,
as my wife always tells me, my voice is.
Yeah. I don't watch any time back.
I don't watch
with me on, because I don't like my voice.
I don't watch. The only thing I listen to, and so to be fair,
yes,
a Monday after the show, after the whole internet debacle thing,
yes,
my wife came in and reconfigured some things.
Oh.
And it's been better today.
You look better. You didn't blurp out. You didn't get stiff.
I know the videos didn't skip. Like,
no,
I think she might have solved some of the problem.
Yeah, so I don't want to speak too soon. Where's she been? Why didn't she take care of this earlier?
Because she's like, I don't give a crap about your issues. I got my own issues at work. Like, figure it out. You figure out all this other crap. Why don't you figure out your? I'm like, I don't know. But she did, and here we are.
Yeah, so I could always call my son-in-law. He works for he's IT for NASA, so I don't know. He probably knows a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. My future son-in-law is had just became a NASA police officer. So
cool.
Yeah. It's interesting knowing that they have their own police force, which is very interesting in general. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting position. Yeah. So I'm proud of them. So good job.
But I like your professionalism here.
You do. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Way, just with all the things back there. You got Walmart on there, which
no. But I'm just saying it was in general. I mean, there's things I don't think any of these are actually in my top 5. So, and there are some honorable mentions.
I do have one.
Which I know you do. It's great. Anyways, and we see you posting over there on the side. Thank you very much. We got M's dad, Aiken, Buckeye. We'll get to yours right after mine, of course. Number 5.
Number 5.
Timex. It takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
Cakes.
I don't know if you remember that. I've never.
See, we're gonna show our age. A little bit.
Going to show our age. To me, that is just a great.
It was such a
watch. Everybody bought them.
Come on.
Yeah,
you bought one because you know, and they
were shooting arrows and beating these things with hammers.
Mickey Mantle wore it to try and break it while he was playing baseball.
I know.
It didn't break.
It didn't break. Takes a lick and it keeps on ticking. That's my number
5. Good.
All right, number 4.
War.
Jif peanut butter. Choosy mothers choose Jif. I mean, can you not? First of all, I love peanut butter.
I love.
Second
peanut
of all, it's just a great slogan. I've always remembered it growing up. Choosy mothers choose Jif. I actually was like, I'd like tell my mom, like, we have to buy Jif.
Well, that was so could actually charge more for the peanut butter by saying that.
Yeah,
that peanut butter over Skippy or anything like that was always more expensive. But that was the reasoning. Choosy, it was a good tagline.
Yep, but that's it worked. Marketing that worked. Number 3, good, simple. Camel soup.
Yeah, you remember those commercials?
I do, and there's the old.
I used to like the one where the snowman came in, and he melted into a boy.
I know.
Remember that? Yeah, that was a good one. It was very, very well done.
Before the movie Jack Frost, where man turned into a snowman, so it was reverse. But yeah, I remember that. Good. And to this day, I still
eat it.
Soup. Oh yeah. To this day.
What's your favorite?
Chicken noodle. Their chicken noodle and cream of chicken is my favorite.
Tomato
from them. So I'll do tomato and grilled cheese. Yeah, that's the only time I can eat tomatoes with a grilled cheese sandwich. Dip it in the grill.
You got to be a dunker.
Is that an Ohio thing or is that everywhere? Because that's growing up. I grew up in Ohio. It's all.
I don't know. I'm a dunker.
Yeah,
I dunk in my coffee.
Dunker. Here's another T-shirt.
I'm a dunker. Once a dunker, always a dunker.
Him's a leaker. You're a dunker. All right, number 2.
Oh boy, we're way off.
Number 2, Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
What a good. It didn't make my top 5, but that is a great slogan.
That's a great slogan. Taco Bell also, oddly enough, could be the reason Jim's a leaker. I don't know. Ever had it?
What did we create
nearby?
Oh, Dale, we created something here.
We did.
Once a leaker, always a leaker.
Once a leaker, always a leaker. You guys got to be on a shirt. That's my number 2. My number 1.
Yes,
remember the controversy I said at the beginning.
This is your cheating. Is this what you're saying?
No. I just, again, when you're thinking of company slogans, this may not come to you as a company. Obviously, it may not. But this is, to me, is one of the best slogans ever created. Ever.
All right, let's see it. Yes,
the United States Marine Corps.
I don't know if that's
proud.
Cheating. I mean,
the Marines. I know it sort of, kind of is, in a way.
Well, I mean, all our 5 branches have a tagline.
They do.
But
I get that.
This one,
proud the Marines to me has always stood. Ever since I was a kid and I'm watching those commercials and they're in their dress blues and they're, they just look sharp as hell. And they're like, it was like Marines or nothing, right?
And
like
Army's got Armies is this will defend, so
correct.
No, it was a good one.
They're all good. That's just my favorite of them all.
And I thought that was cheating, so I didn't include it. So
yeah, I know. It is probably kind of cheating.
No, it's all right. It's good.
Let's get to some of them comments.
Here you go. This is my wife. Here we go.
There's my yep, like a good neighbor, State Farm. Got milk. Maybe she's born with it. Oh, Maybelline. That's right. I wouldn't have thought of that one. I love number 1. Why didn't I think of that? Unyielding. I'm wearing it. It says it.
We have that trademark.
Well, you do, don't you?
Yeah, and Sharon, she's on camera. See, there she is.
Oh, I see her. There she is. You can see her body.
Yep.
So now you see
Yeah.
the ever invisible Sharon. Yeah, that's a great one. That is absolutely great. All right, let me go back to. I'll start with M's dad's hair. Revised. Oh, he revised the list. He had it up
Got
there.
milk.
So we'll do the revised. Got milk. All for freedom. Freedom for all.
Harley Davidson.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Good one. I want my MTV.
Oh boy,
True.
what a good.
Can you hear me now? And I almost had its finger licking good on
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Almost had its finger looking good on there. That's a good list. That's a good list. Aiken, here's his. Pizza. Little Caesar. That is a good one. We say it all the time. The snack that smiles back, goldfish.
Oh,
I just ate some goldfish last night. You believe it?
Geico.
That's
That's a great one too.
It is.
So easy.
So
a caveman could do it.
Do it. That's right. Al Green. Oh, wait. Geico. Okay. Want to get away? Southwest Airlines. That is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
thank
one.
you very much for getting that. And Buckeyes. We're going to get it up here. Melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
Not in your
Almost
hands.
made my list too.
Yep.
Finger looking good.
Looking good.
They're great. That was my honorable mention. I was going to say it if nobody mentioned it. That's a perfect slogan. Got milk. Duh.
Do you
I don't
wanna
want to grow up. Toys R
I don't want
Us.
to grow up.
I
That's a
miss
good
Toys
one.
R Us.
And they're not even around anymore. So
I know.
They
It's a
closed
shame.
up.
It's absolutely
We got
shame.
any more?
That's great. Do we have any more? No. I don't think so.
Yeah, did we do this?
Buckeye
one?
put this
Oh,
Loverdale. Yeah, the Marine one. I
do that
just
one?
couldn't do it.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
that
I'm
one.
saying, yeah, he did a revised one. So that's
Right.
I know. Here we go. So I don't want to play anybody else's until Rich gets his own.
All
I don't
right.
know what his are going to be.
Right.
So
All
you
right.
know what to do, right? You got to go to two.
Yeah,
people.
I don't. Two
I'll
people.
go there. You just
there you
present.
go. You just
Yeah,
did
you
it for
do
me.
it. Rich.
And I don't have a cover thing like you,
Of course not.
so you should put yours back up for me.
Of course I don't.
Of course.
Remember, start with 5 and go to 1.
Right. Okay.
Well, I don't know what you know.
Well, here we go. Number 5. Nothing. Now, I'm not a big John Deere fan, but it's a great tagline.
Nothing runs like a deer. That is
Yeah.
a great slogan.
Yeah, and you'll
Oh, I like
notice
your pictures. Your graphics this week are way better.
I figured out the format, so there you, go.
did,
But
yeah.
here's the thing: you'll notice all my, because I am a graphic artist, all my things match the color of the. Yeah,
They
the yellow.
do. You
I
did
do it.
do.
Yeah.
How long
All
did it
right.
take you? How long did it take you?
I don't know. Probably 5-10 minutes. Doesn't take long. When
It
you
took
know
me a
what
long
you're
time just to figure out my top 5. That's the problem with my top 5s all the
That's a
time.
good top 5 then.
Yeah. It took me a while.
If you have to.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. My number 4, which we've already
Number 4.
had.
Yep. Melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
Not in your hands. You know, what a great thing for parents, for moms. Oh, I
Yes.
can give you candy because,
Yeah, you don't want
kids
it all over
hold
your
it- kids
furniture
hold
and
it in their
car.
hand. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
great. And
Oh, it
who
was a
doesn't
great
love-
slogan.
And who doesn't love M&M's?
And it will melt in your hand, by the way. So it still doesn't matter.
if you hold it there long.
You hold it, of course it will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
that was a good one.
Number 3. You and I had it.
Timex. Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
Takes a lick and
It's
it
a lick-
keeps on
it's
ticking. It's a good,
But
it's a good
my
slogan.
picture's better than yours.
It is. I took the old picture, an old Timex.
And this
So.
gray is actually from this color gray right about here.
I can't see where you're talking about. Oh, is it
Okay,
the one that's in the
number
watch?
th-
The number 3
You
matches
can't
the
see my
watch
cursor.
color?
I have my cursor on the screen. You can't see that. Yeah.
Of course not. But
Yeah,
I'm
the
thinking the
number
number 3
3
matches the watch color.
It
right?
does, and the blue matches the bubbles. But anyways, all right.
How the
Now,
hell did
this
you do
one
that?
has it's just
What kind of
Anyways,
programming?
this all kinds of stuff. I can't reveal my secret, ancient Chinese secret. Remember?
I share everything with you.
I did off camera.
All right.
All right.
Number 2.
This one hasn't been brought up yet, but this is going to
Oh,
say
good.
my age right here. Number 2.
Hey, he likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Hey, Mikey, life
Give it to
cereal.
Mikey. He won't eat anything. Hey, wait. Yep. Oh my God.
Oh, that commercial when it came on, I used to
know.
run from the kitchen into the living room to watch it.
Yep.
I'm like,
And the
Mom, buy
cereal
Life
is
cereal.
Terrible, by the way, in case anybody
No,
knows.
Cinnamon Life is wonderful. What are you talking
Cinnamon is Satan's sperm, to be honest with you. And I'm not making that up. That's where it came from, cinnamon. I'm just telling you. Oh, it's terrible.
I don't know if I can be
Eat
friends
cinnamon.
with you anymore. You're not supposed to take a spoonful in one shot. You
It doesn't matter. Anything with cinnamon, like the smell of it, even just dry. Like
No,
during Christmas
cinnamon
and all that,
toast-
we gotta
cinnamon-
we gotta burn
sugar-
pine and stuff. I cannot burn cinnamon.
No, come on.
Oh, it's
what
terrible.
about cinnamon toast? You know, you put sugar
Cinnamon
and
toast. How about
you
just
put
regular
cinnamon-
toast?
No, how about buttered toast with cinnamon and sugar on it? Come on, everybody.
Zero.
No,
Nope. I
That
hate
would be-
cinnamon.
Well, there's something wrong with you.
No, I mean it came directly from Satan. You'll see.
Yeah.
Eventually, it might be a theory and it might be conspiracy.
It's in heaven. It's in
It'll
heaven.
happen.
It's a delicacy.
Oh, cinnamon did not come from heaven.
It's
Oh,
in
no.
heaven as a delicacy right now.
No, strawberry came from heaven. But not. Go on. What's your number
All right,
one?
my
good
number one. Yeah, this is a good one. My number one.
Energizer.
And it keeps on going and going. And then they came out with He's Still Going.
He's still going.
After this,
Correct.
they came out with He's
Yes.
Still Going.
That's a good one. That's a
And
good
look how
one.
many bunnies I put out there for you.
You put a lot of bunny.
I
like, you
did it for
good.
you.
Like,
I
it's
did it
just-
for you.
Well, they multiply very quickly, but
They do. That's what I was
there's more now than there was when you put it up there. That's how quick. That was a
But
good list. That was very, very good.
And and I liked when they came out with He's Still Going. That was just a really cool slogan afterwards. That was their next one.
Here's a question. What's the slogan for Irish Spring? There was one. Yeah, it's like strong enough for a man.
From land, but made no. That's
strong
secret.
enough for a
Manly,
man.
yes, but I like it too.
Manly, but I like it too. That's right. Irish Spring.
Made
You're right.
Made strong enough for a man, made for a woman is secret. The deodorant
Oh.
secret.
God. Did
Which
you ever smell it? Why would you? Why
I
would a
see
man
a bottle
even
of it. I
try it?
see a bottle of yours back there.
Yeah, there's I,
Right
got
behind you.
I do. I use it quite often. I sniff
But,
it though.
Yeah,
That's all I do. I
manly,
snort.
yes, but I like it too. That
Yeah,
was
manly,
was
but
good.
I like it too. Yep, forgot
All right.
that one. Here we go. Mikey. Yep, absolutely was. Oh, here we go. Chinese secret is Eric Swalwell here. Yeah, ancient Chinese secret. Oh, remember that,
that was
Calgon, wasn't it?
Calgon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out
Yeah.
of Calgon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're out of Calgon. That's right.
Ancient
And then Don't
Chinese
Squeeze the
secret.
Charmin was a good
Yeah,
one.
Mr. Whiffle.
This one.
What do
This
you
is a
got?
good one. Oh, wait, this one. Trust Trojan for a night to remember, not regret.
No regrets. I remember
True.
that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
What's this one? Fresh as an Irish breeze. Oh, that's right. They did say that too.
Oh, that was another one. Yes.
That was another one. So they went with a couple different taglines, but the one
They
we
used-
remember
they-
because of our old
yeah,
age.
Yes, the manly, yes, but I like it too. They used to
Manly. Mhm.
they used to cut the soap with a knife on that commercial and say,
They did. Yeah, they used to
Yeah.
slice it like
Yeah,
right.
slice
Or
it
was
with
that Coast? Coast
Yeah.
soap. Too. There was
I-
that one too.
Yeah.
So many slogans. So many slogans. Yes,
Jergens.
where's the beef was a great slogan.
Yeah,
That was
we talked so much about that on Monday. I didn't include that. So that was probably one of the best Arby's
yeah.
taglines.
Yeah.
You know,
What? Who?
I
we
mean,
got
no,
the
Wendy's.
meats?
Sorry,
Yeah, I
Wendy's.
was going to say it was Wendy's.
Wendy's.
You,
My bad.
We
Wendy's.
got the meats is a great slogan too. to be
Where's the
honest with
beef?
you. Yeah,
Right.
but it was a good one. What are we doing on Monday? I get see Jim's got the
Yeah.
list. I never.
And I
he
won't
never
be
sent it
here.
to me. So I don't know what we're doing on Monday yet. Because Jim was supposed
You
to
got to
me
tell
what
your
we're doing on
audience.
Monday. I know we got to tell our audience.
Why don't
we
you
gotta
just
tell-
make something up and Jim will
Yeah.
have to go to that.
He'll just have to deal with it, won't he?
Well, you need to tell your audience so they can prepare.
Well, I understand that. Will they remember by Monday? Most of them do. Most of them do. I could send out a reminder, but at any rate, I think, thank you, Aiken. Great show. It's because of you. You were right. He said it early. He goes, the comments are the show. I agree.
They are.
I
They
agree.
are.
We're just here to play them, you know? So,
Yeah, we're just two people sitting here. Now that you've given me power, do I always have this power when I come on now?
you do now.
Whoa.
You will always have this power.
Whoa.
Yeah. And someday you'll learn how to actually upload the video and then do that. That's your
Oh,
next
yeah,
step in the
yeah.
training process here. So
The videos, yeah.
yeah, videos will be the next step.
Yeah.
I
did
will only
have that
tell
one
you
where
that.
yeah.
I
had
will
that
only
one
tell you
where-
how to do that if you tell me what graphic program you're using.
Oh, I
See?
use AI and Corel. There you go.
Corel.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Corel
told
and-
everybody.
And
So AI is nice.
Yeah.
AI.
Adobe is
Of course.
very, yeah.
Cor-
Yeah,
AI
but not
AI
Photoshop.
is taking over.
Everybody thinks Photoshop is a graphic. It's not. It's for
Oh, here we go. Look at this. What's this? Best business companies that don't exist anymore.
oh
She's so good. Like she comes up. Most
Buckeye.
of what we do is because what
she's
she
from
comes
Ohio,
up with.
so that's why.
I know. You're right. The Ohio
That's what it
people,
is.
man,
Well,
they're
we're
top
on it.
notch. You know,
Ohioans, man, we got to stick together.
Got to stick together. I like that. So, guys, you're looking at that best business or companies, that don't exist. So, your top 5 companies that no longer exist.
Well, give me an example.
Well, like Blockbuster, or like like Toys R Us. Like Toys R Us was out there. Like top 5 companies that no longer exist.
Not their slogans, just the business.
No. It could be company, or it could be BlackBerry or something, or like I don't know any of those that literally don't exist anymore. I think
there's a lot.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a lot that was going to change the world and they didn't last.
BlackBerry was one of them, and they could have, but I'm telling you, but they didn't. That's great. Thank you, Buck. I love that.
Are you doing that one Monday?
Yeah, let's just do it. Top 5 companies that no longer exist.
Top 5 companies that no longer exist.
That's a long title, but that's the way I like them. I make every title longer to begin with, so I'll find a way to do this. That no longer exist. Writing it down. You all heard it right there. Top 5 companies that no longer exist. Rich.
Yes.
First off,
yes, sir.
Thank you again for filling in this week. Absolutely. Always a pleasure to have you on, and I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
And both of you, both you and Sharon, that takes you away from what you're doing, and we know that. And so we appreciate it, and thank you for doing that. Love having you on. Another show note tonight. We got a program.
6 o'clock.
It's the Warrior Shield special with Sean Holcomb and Chance Showell. Chance, president of Warrior Shield Foundation, military vet, along with Sean Holcomb, country music recording artist. If you haven't heard Sean's music, it's incredible.
You guys go listen to him. Go listen to him.
Yeah, go listen to him. But we're going to have our special. They're going to be here. We'll go through, what's happening again at the Warrior Shield weekend in September. We'll go through Corporal Chad O and how what's going to, hey, had a blast too, Aiken. Thank you. See you later as well.
Yeah.
We'll go through everything that's going on at the Warrior weekend. We'll go through Sean and his career and how they found each other and what's next for him, because he's playing every week.
Right.
He's everywhere.
And let's not forget, it's a made sort of like telethon to donate. So
it is.
When you come, please donate, because it goes
hop
for
online. Tell everybody of those that are just joined us or that are new or that have come in here. Mini ball starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Be there.
Be there.
Yeah, it's literally, that's when it is, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here. You can find us again on Rumble. Please hit the like, follow, and share button on Rumble. Hitting that like button is super important. Really, honestly, it's probably more important than sharing it. But
and they can go to warriorshield.org and
they can
donate there. Just stay on Warrior Shield's page when you donate, because that money comes to us.
Yes,
and then
that goes towards the event and the
because I track all that comes in. So it actually goes right into our bank account. So that will go to the event and the payout.
And every dollar counts. It doesn't matter what you can donate. Just donate, to warriorshield.org, warriorshield.org.
And then stay on that page. I know there's links to go off that page, which is fine. You can check out Chad O and all that. We appreciate if you do. But if you donate on theirs, it's going direct to them, which is fine as well. But if you want to donate to Warrior Shield event and for the payout, stay on Warrior Shield's page when you donate.
Truthful Troll said, did months ago. Thank you, Truthful. We appreciate it. We honestly appreciate that. This said, thank you. But what, Mini Ball? Yeah, 6 p.m. tonight. Our Warrior Shield, third Warrior
and
Shield.
Jim will be back tonight.
Jim will be back tonight. Yeah, Jim will be back tonight. You don't know this yet, but I won't be here next Wednesday. So Jim will need you. I'll be on a plane.
Am I coming on Wednesday?
Yeah.
If you can. I got power over Jim too then.
Then you have power over Jim. That's right.
Can I sit on the left side of the screen?
That's, no.
Well, Jim's going to be there.
Oh yeah, then. Yeah. He'll have to sit over where his name is. So at the bottom. So you'll see.
Oh, because that doesn't get changed.
That doesn't get changed. No, it's still. See, it says Rich Gunn up there, but he's still Jim down at the bottom. You don't have full billing yet down there. We'll have to change that.
It's
I'll
all,
figure out how to
it's
do
all
that.
good. It's all
So
good.
we can change that. No, you're a family. You're part of the
it's
team.
It's my alias. Jim is my alias.
Darn it. Okay, cool. I'll try to make it later in the day. Gets more challenging. I understand that.
Right.
Mornings, nights, they're all different for everybody. We get it. The whole point is that rewatch it, share it, donate if you can.
Yeah, you can go. You can go on Warrior Shield anytime and donate.
You can.
You don't have to do it from the show. You could do it right now.
Correct. You can do it right now. Yep, right now. Well, after you're done hearing us,
After,
and you are.
Yeah.
Because I think that's it for today. Again, thank you for tuning in. See you all tonight, Rich. Again, thank you to you and Sharon. Appreciate the efforts and the things you put in, not just to our show, but to what you do in general in life.
Before we go, I had an honorable mention.
Oh, you did? You forgot it. There's his honorable mention on the top 5. We care about taste. Lock and Load coffee. That's beautiful.
There
Absolutely
it is.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm so terrible. I didn't think of that.
That was my bad too. I gotta push my own company, right?
You have to. I don't even know why. We didn't even play your commercial today.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good.
In the spirit of time, folks. Thank you again. We'll see those of you that can make it tonight. Please do. If not, rewatch the show and donate and do what you can there. We appreciate everybody's support and everybody here who commented. It really, honestly, you make the whole show, and we know it. Folks, we'll see you later. Rich, thank you again, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Always.
All right.
Good.
See you all.
Bye.